they come out clean.
All right, y'all, birds and buckets, man. We back. I'm here with my co-host Malik Brown. Malik, how you doing? First of all,
Doing good, bro. Early pod today. Early pod. No late nights today.
early pod, early game. You already know the vibes. But anyways, we got a good guest here today. I'm very excited about this one. Hey, Malik, let's do the honors, man. Let's welcome him in.
Let's get it.
He's one of my favorite follows on Hawks Twitter because he knows the Hawks and he's pretty smart. And he's pretty funny dude. Pretty funny dude.
Yeah.
Y'all give it up all the way from, I believe UJ, but we're going to find out in a second. Give it up for my boy, Jessie. Yeah.
What's good, bro?
Jessie?
What's up? Thank y'all for having me, man. It's my first time podding, so I appreciate the invite.
Oh, no problem for sure. Like I said, you're one of my favorite follows right now on the timeline, everything like that. Because like you just like I said, funny human, but also you know your stuff about the Hawks and the team and everything like that. So starting off, I think a few weeks ago, I think Reggie's first episode on the pod, we talked about who's on the clock. Malik, I got somebody else on the clock this week. Chelsea Lane and the medical staff, they on the clock. What is y'all doing? The whole team is hurt.
The whole starting lineup was gone, bro.
Come on, and it's been like that for the past month. I ain't never seen Trey miss this many games in my whole life, and he's supposed to have more help. Jessie, first of all, how do you feel about all these injuries and the way that the medical staff is dealing with these injuries?
It's kind of crazy because, like, before Chelsea Lane was supposed to be, like, one of the best in the league at, like, what she does. And I guess she still is, but she kind of been getting cooked this season. But in her defense, they haven't had a lot of time to practice. They haven't had a lot of off days this season. And it's, like, not just the Hawks, but it's hella teams that's really injured at the same time, too. So, like, we have been getting kind of – cooks with the injuries, but I mean the whole league has, like, you can point at almost every team in the league and they got 3, 4, 5 guys out at any given moment. But I say all that, hopefully we got guys coming back. Hopefully Chris Dunn is coming back. Hopefully Hunter, Reddish, all them guys. Hopefully, but we'll see.
I feel that for sure. And, they like you said, they said that about Chelsea Lane when they hired her. But, I'm thinking back today and I'm like, Steph has kind of always been hurt in his career. Like, I mean, I know the past 2 years, Clay has had, his fair share of injuries. But Steph has always been out at some point of every season of his, of his peak. So, I mean, is Chelsea Lane worth the hype? Is there one specific injury that anyone can point to where Chelsea Lane will, like, got the person back way further than advance, and then, people were expecting them to be back? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Nah, I don't. I mean, I feel like she did last year with Trey. She did it because it was one game he had. I think it was earlier in the season. He had, like, I think he twisted his ankle or something on somebody's leg, and I thought he was going to be out for, like, 2 weeks. He was only out for, like, 2 or 3 games. And I was like, wow, bro, like, but I feel like last year he did that a lot where he had twisted his ankle or something, did something to his ankle, and he was back in, like, a game or so. So I do give her credit for that for sure.
Chelsea Lane, I apologize. I just saw that long laundry list, and I feel like I've been looking at the same laundry list for the past couple of weeks. Just like kind of rotating names at the top, and then the same 3 names: Reddish, Dunn, and Hunter at the bottom. But, it just feels like I've been seeing it every game. But Jessie made a great point of that's an entire league. You look at the Nets. The Nets, they can't get their whole team together yet. I don't think the whole team is going to play a game together before the playoffs start. Look at the Lakers. The Lakers don't know how they look with Drummond, with AD and stuff like that. And so the playoffs too. Those guys won't be back until probably about a month. So, that was a very good point. Go ahead.
And then I think also with that, I think they're trying to play it a little safer than they usually would, because on the video that y'all mentioned with Brad and Sarah, they kind of alluded to saying that Chris Dunn was basically healthy and was ready to go. They just didn't have any practice time to, like, work him in to get him time to scrimmage. So the way they worded it, I don't know for sure. The way they worded it, it made it seem like he was healthy enough to play. They just ain't had enough time to, like work him in. But that's just schedule and just the doctors playing it safe. So I'll give her I won't kill her too bad, but
Because you go back to the Reddish injury too, and I'm like, the Reddish injury, I thought he was supposed to be out a couple weeks. He's been out for about a month, and they say he's not even close to be. We can't even hear anything about him. So, I mean, but yeah, like you said on that Brad and Sarah video, Travis Schlenk said, at the end of this road trip, we're expecting him to come on. We're going to bring him on a road trip. At the end of it, we expect him to come back. And
never came.
And
then they brought back Dre for 2 games just for him to sit back out. Was he rushed back? Was he?
He wasn't ready. You can see how he's playing. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
I don't know, man.
And you could tell it seems like there's not a lot of communication going on between the medical staff and Travis Schlenk, because it seems like the medical staff, they put out a report maybe like, okay, Hunter or Reddish are going to be out for this many weeks or this many games. Then Travis Schlenk goes on 92.9 the next morning and he's like, oh, it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks, or Reddish is going to be out for 6 weeks. Like, who telling the truth? The Lloyd Schlenk telling the truth so far.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But man, regardless, man, how you guys feeling about I guess today's win? We'll just start off with today's win. For those watching this when this comes out on Monday, we're talking about yesterday, which is Sunday. So how did you guys feel about today's win?
All I got to say is Brandon Goodwin. I'm a Brandon Goodwin truther. I'm a Brandon Goodwin fan. That man is a hooper. That man is a baller. And Bogey had 32. Shout out to Bogey. That's my man too. But Brandon Goodwin, he's a scrapper. He's a guy that will go for every loose ball, that will play defense. He's not the best defender, but he plays defense. You can tell he actually cares about what goes on both sides of the floor. And that was just a great win overall, really. With basically all the starters out, half the team out. That was a great win. That was a great win.
It's crazy you talk about just all that we've been talking about the injuries the past couple of minutes. I mean, they really don't. It seems like they don't really need the players right now. Having John and of course Hunter.
All right, Reddish, try that in the playoffs. Try that in the playoffs, and then we're okay. All right. we don't even need anybody. All right, okay. Try that against the Nets in the 7-game series. We'll see if they need them folks.
They're gonna definitely need them then. But I'm talking about just recently, the teams that they've been playing. I guess you can say they don't really need them, because I mean the first time everybody was out was the Pelicans game. They didn't really need everybody because the Pelicans were hurt. But this game, I mean, the Hornets are down their best 2 players, so they really. I feel like they really didn't need them this much in this game. But I mean, when you got players like Lou and Bogdanovich, and I mean, Herter's been stepping up, and Goodwin too. I mean, you can make some shake at least. You can do something with it. So I mean, I was really impressed with the win. I kind of thought they were going to win coming into the game, honestly, even with Terry and Graham still playing for them, because they can honestly get hot at any time. So I think it was a good dub.
Yeah, man. And with Goodwin, he's such a kind of interesting prospect because, at the beginning of the season under LP, it was kind of Goodwin was struggling and stuff like that. And the reason why he was even on the roster is because of performances like today and performances like one in New Orleans. Every time Trey was out those couple of games last season, he stepped up and had 20-point games and everything like that. I remember the Boston game, he almost hit the game winner. And then the Orlando game, you saw what he did there. And then the Clippers game, he did his thing as well in the fourth quarter against Lou, ironically. So then today, he kind of does his thing again, and he did it a couple weeks ago. So it's just I don't know what it is. If he just needs some time, on the floor, enough time to catch his rhythm, because coming off the bench, that's not really his speed. I don't know what it is with BG, but yeah, it just seems like he thrives more when he's starting. When he's coming straight off of layup lines and everything like that. That's when he has his best best games when he has time to make mistakes early on and then kind of recover from them. So yeah, that was today's game. Malik, you got anything?
Now I want to talk about Okongwu because these past couple of games he's been really. I know he didn't have a good game today, but I know the past couple of games I know he had a chance to start against the Grizzlies. I just want to talk like how do y'all think he looks so far? It looked like he really like getting into his game now.
Yeah, I think he is starting to look better. The main thing for him is that like he wouldn't get any minutes, or like Lloyd and even Nate would do stupid stuff like play him for 5 minutes in the first half and then play Nathan Knight 5 minutes in the second half, where it's like neither player is getting a rhythm. Like he would do stupid stuff like that. But when he actually got minutes, like 15, 20 plus minutes, he looked good. He looked good. And I was a guy, I wasn't really sure about Okongwu. I didn't really know about him like pre-draft, so I didn't really see the hype. I was glad that we got him because the Hawks got him, but I didn't really see the hype. And then halfway through the season, he hasn't really showed us much. But the past few weeks, I'm starting to see the light. But he's still young. He's still a rookie, and rookie bigs aren't usually that good to start with. So with him, I think you just got to be patient.
Yeah, I'm kind of rolling with what Jessie said right there. I kind of just grabbed everything that I was hearing from like the Warrior side of things with Wiseman and how they're evaluating him of like it takes rookies longer to get it going in the league and stuff like that, or bigs. So like it's very tough, especially when everybody was saying, a lot of people were saying, they looked at Halliburton's highlights and they're like, oh, this guy will work well with Trey because he's pretty much taller than Trey. He can shoot far like Trey, and he can distribute the ball and handle the ball. So like he would be a perfect backcourt mate. And then they just need another ball handler who can score off the bench. Ultimately, they ended up getting that anyway with Lou Will, which was just a great trade. That was just a great trade, man. Excuse me. The thing is really underrated, and people are really gonna see it like kind of around the country once the postseason starts and stuff like that. But yeah, with the Okongwu, yeah, like I agree. I feel like he's getting it going now, and those guys. We'll see in a couple years. We'll see in a couple years. Jury's still out on him, like Cam. Cam has one more year. Cam has one more year, and then Okongwu has. I'll give Okongwu 2-3 more years. But Jessie, it's one thing I always wanted to ask you. I remember when the Hawks were promoting the MLK jerseys. And the whole thing is earn these letters. You were like, what does that even mean? Like, so like, how do you feel about the MLK jerseys and the earn these letters slogan?
I didn't really know what they meant by that, and I was asking them, and I didn't get a response. But I don't know because it says MLK. Like, how do you earn the letters MLK? Like, break that down for me. But I don't know. We're like 8-0 wearing the jerseys, so I'll take it. I guess they're earning the letters that way.
you guys can't. Wait, hold on. Before I even say so, Malik, I'm gonna let you comment on the MLK jerseys. How you feel about MLK jerseys to court and earn these letters?
The jerseys are nice. The court's beautiful. I mean, I honestly thinking about it now, I don't understand what earn these letters means either. I really haven't really. I don't even try to like get into it that deep. I just be like, oh, it's a slogan. I mean, let's just roll with it. But it's. I mean, I like what they got going on. But yeah, I don't understand the earning these letters or whatnot. I might have to ask a player how they feel about that.
Do you think? Oh, go ahead.
And really, with the jerseys, the funniest part was how they were picking on the white players like Kevin and Bogey. they were trying to pick on the white players, saying they couldn't wear it. That was the funniest part of it. It was just jokes, but that was the funniest part about it for me.
And even Herter was like embarrassed about it. He was like, "Oh, you guys picked out a picture to make me look extra pasty in this one." But with hold on. I guess Nate now. Just how do you feel about Nate? Do you think how much of this kind of turnaround, if you will, in the second half of the season can go to Nate, and how much is it just the Hawks are kind of getting fortunate with we were talking about injuries around the league. Like they're facing a lot of kind of just teams. I feel like at inopportune times, like the 8-game winning streak. Those are all games that they should have won. And then those first, the last 7 of the 8 were games they should have won, and they lost a game that they were really supposed to lose. So how much of that do you think is Nate, and how much of it do you think is just, they're kind of taking advantage of teams at the right time?
Like you said, it's a little bit of both, but with some of these games, the way we're winning is impressive. Like no matter who we're playing against, like there's been a couple games where we've entered the fourth quarter down a certain number of points and we've been able to pull it out. And that's because with Nate, we just execute a whole lot better in the fourth, like way better than we did under Lloyd. And I think even the players have said that like they run more plays in general and they run more plays for Bogey, like getting him involved. Like that's really the key for Bogey, is to put the ball in his hands and let him be creative and let him and let him do what he does best. Because if like why even sign him to that contract just to throw him in the corner, which is kind of like what Lloyd was doing. But but I think some of that was Lloyd and some of that was Bogey still trying to get healthy and get a rhythm. But you can definitely see a difference though. I think Lloyd, because I think we've won more games under Nate than we have under Lloyd like this season. I just saw a tweet or a stat about that. I think we have. So I think a good
Might be right. I don't know.
I'm gonna look that up right now. In the meantime,
I feel like you can go on Mike Conti page because Mike Conti got all the stats.
He do got the stats.
Oh no! Hey, Kevin Neely. Hey, Kevin Neely, bro. Kevin Neely. Only 5 players in NBA history on a Sunday at 1 p.m. games have scored 30 points on 20% or better shooting in 3 quarters, and that's Bodan Bogdanovic and Jerry West. Like in NBA history, bro. In NBA, but all right, I'm gonna look up this Nate stat. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I feel like a good amount of the credit has to go to him. I think the way Lloyd was fired was a little weird, but it worked out. You can't even dispute it. Like, what do y'all think?
I think it definitely has a lot to do with Nate. I mean, like it's the same players, bro. With the same players Lloyd has, same players Nate. Like at some point, you do want to give it to some player, like you said. Bogdanovic has stepped up. But he's being used. He's being used like he's supposed to be used because of Nate McMillan. You look at Gallo. Gallo was slow to start the season as well, and then he had an injury. He has injuries, of course, but he's been playing better under Nate McMillan. The whole bench unit, like Rondo, was even doing better. And I know a lot of fans don't really didn't like Rondo, I guess, but Rondo did pretty solid at times. So I mean, you can definitely see that coaching matters definitely. So. Nate McMillan, man, coach of the year.
You going coach of the year? Y'all going on the coach of the year bandwagon?
I see it. I'm with it.
He got to be in there. He has to. Like, when you see what they've done with him, like, as soon as he came in, they were rolling. And then, how many games have they lost so far with him? Like 4, maybe?
With
He's
6.
like 5.
6?
7.
Bro.
7?
Mm-hmm.
I think he has to be in consideration. Like, who else are you giving it to?
Yeah. So I just looked it up. Is he's 14-6, right? But I don't think that's including the 2-1 when LP was having his baby. So the 2-1 with that added, that's 16-7. Yeah, that's 16-7, and the Hawks are 29-25. So yeah, that's more wins. 16 versus 13. Journalism major. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. Lee. But
big fan.
Hey, come on now. That Georgia State education. But dang, where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So you guys don't have Steve Nash getting it? Those guys, they were like what, 7 seed, 8 seed last year. Now they're top 2 seed. Nobody. No. Doc Rivers.
I can see Monty Williams from the Suns getting it.
Yeah.
He's probably going to get it.
Okay, so what do you guys think is
it.
more possible? Is it Monty Williams getting Coach of the Year or Chris Paul getting MVP?
Monty Williams winning
Monty Williams.
year. I don't really get the CP3 MVP takes.
I mean, you
I don't
look at
really.
last year with OKC, they weren't supposed to do nothing. He takes them all the way to the playoffs. And then this year, Phoenix, you saw what they were last year, just missed the playoffs, and now they're top team, top two. I mean, I don't know. I see it. I see it. It's warranted. It's most valuable. If you take Chris Paul off, what are they? It's like when LeBron, I think he won like his first year in Miami or something like that when he won 4 years in a row. And, I think a large part of that was you look at Cleveland with them and then the first year without him, it's the same roster and you saw what they did. I think that made him the MVP, kind of played into his – I don't know, but I think different people have different definitions and it's a moving goalpost of who the MVP is because – yeah. Well, how do you guys feel about well, all right. If you guys had to give a top 5 of MVP right now, who would it be?
We just naming them, or are we going like?
Yeah, naming them.
All right. I guess we all got Embiid and Jokic, right? Dang. I'll throw Chris Paul in there. 5 is hard. I can't think of a 5. I feel like you also got to put LeBron in there, but James Harden.
You got to put James Harden in there. He might be the front runner, actually. I'm not sure how many games he played because he's missed a good amount of games, I feel like. But James is in there. Giannis is in there. Embiid, Jokic. And I feel like I'll throw Dame in there before I throw CP3 in there.
All right.
I like that.
Okay. The Giannis pick was a bit different. I'm not gonna lie. That kind of threw me off. But I'm gonna go Jokic and be. See, okay, all right. I'm gonna give the basic ones, and then the 5th one, I feel like that's like kind of the only wild card. Jokic and B, CP3, James Harden, and then the 5th one, like, is Curry in the conversation? I mean, you talk about most valuable player. When he's in, they're a different team than when he's not. When Zion is in for the Pelicans, they're a different team. The Hawks saw that firsthand, that Zion game versus no Zion. They're a different team. So I was like, do you want to do that? Or is it like, nah, they lose too much? But then I think we've kind of learned, I mean, if people haven't already this season more than anything, it's not about overall record. It's about the team, like.
I think that argument is like the LeBron argument where he should win every year because when he's not playing, it's like
Jordan did. Just to clarify, because Jordan did. Continue. He won every year.
I mean, we always say when LeBron doesn't he's the most valuable player every year because when he's not on the court, the Cavs or the Cavs and Lakers suck basically. So I mean, when you can say that for Steph, when Steph is not playing, the Warriors suck. But I mean, at some point, it's like they gonna always give it to the players with the best stats. And I feel like Embiid, Jokic have better stats than Steph. I mean, I say they probably wouldn't give it to CP3 because of that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like honestly, in my opinion, I feel like the Suns were headed not this being this good, but they kind of started it in the bubble. So, I mean, I really wouldn't give it – I would definitely give credit to CP3, but I feel like they were kind of headed to this, like, they were leveling up for sure. Like, they were growing up. But, yeah, you got Dame, and then who else did I say? James Harden. Like, they're all putting up better stats than Steph. So, I feel like that Steph argument is the LeBron argument they do every year, where he should win it every year.
And that Steph argument, it's a good argument, but we can see when he's playing versus when he's not playing, the team is a whole lot better. But when he is playing, exactly how good is that team? Like, would you put that team versus the top teams in the league? Like could they beat the Lakers? Could they beat Brooklyn, like, could they beat the top teams? Like the margin, like Curry, no Curry, the margin is great, but
Okay,
how?
but look at this, Jesse. So 2018, right? 2018 Lakers with no AD. Can the Warriors this today beat those Lakers?
With no AD and just Bron?
Yeah, that 2018 year. The team that the Hawks beat, by the way, just so in case y'all forgot.
And that was the first year that Bron was with them. They were kind of
Yeah, they missed the playoffs. Yeah.
oh yeah, they slick missed it because Bron was injured for a good
Yeah,
amount of
yeah.
time.
He was injured for 15 games, but he got back in time to lose to Atlanta and Trae Young.
I think I would probably still give it to that Lakers team, honestly. I probably would. And just because LeBron, like I'm a Hawks fan, so I got PTSD. You can't really bet against LeBron. Like you can't do it.
It's kind of like Detroit fans and Jordan. But hold on, we got 5 minutes left, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip on over to the standings, and then we'll get into this week. So, all right, here are the standings right now. You guys see it. You guys see it. 4 and 5. I suspect Hornets probably gonna slip at some point. You can't lose your top two guys for this long and not slip, especially as with as close as everything is right now, with the Heat and the Celtics and the Knicks. Oh, hey, Lee, what's going on with your Knicks?
Hey man, hey, they got played twice by Brooklyn, man.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay. All right, Brooklyn. Yeah, Kyrie been on some crazy stuff this week, man. Like
Yeah,
I seen him. I'm like, bro, what is he doing with the basketball, bro? Like Kyrie he on a different level right now. But all right. That's the Knicks. Pacers still there. Bulls still there. Bulls, you would imagine they would move up with two All-Stars, but apparently, two guys better than Trae Young can't quite get to the top four. Like it's crazy. But all right. Go ahead.
I think we've been talking about the bottom, the hole for since we've been starting, but we got to start looking at the top now because the Hawks. Do y'all? Let's just be honest. Can they catch up to the Bucks? Because it's only 3-4 games. Just look at the Bucks have lost like a couple games these past couple weeks. I mean, Giannis been out, so just looking at it, can it be possible?
No.
If Giannis continues to sit out.
I mean, if Giannis sits out, yeah, but he's still gonna play like a good bit of these last few games. It's possible, but I wouldn't bet on us catching the Bucks and taking that third seed. It's possible, but I wouldn't. I don't see it.
Okay, Jesse, before we move into this week, say the Heat move up. All right, so it's the Heat. And Hawks have home court. What do you see that series going? What do you have in that series?
I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of scared of the Heat because they really know how to defend Trae, and they're really physical. I'm kind of scared of them, especially in the first round. But we have home court, if that still even means anything this season. It'll probably go 6 or 7, honestly. It'll probably go 6 or 7.
Heat and 6?
Us.
Oh, okay. All right.
So one thing I was talking about was the Game 7 situation. You got playoff Jimmy Butler versus Trae Young. You got Trae Young in that situation.
I'll take Trae Young.
He didn't say 7 though. He said 6.
6. He said 6. See, but 6 I feel like it's safer because you get Butler. And like I'm always thinking my image is of Jimmy Butler, that joker, sitting over that little thing in the bubble against LeBron, going toe to toe with Bron, bro. Like that dude is a monster, bro. Like no haircut, Jimmy, big face, big coffee, Jimmy, whatever he was in the bubble. That dude is different, bro. Like different. So I don't know if the Hawks ready for that, but I mean the Hawks.
It really depends how healthy we are. If we got bodies to throw at them, we can put Reddish on them. We can put Hutter on them. We can put Dunn on them for a little bit. If we got bodies and good defenders to throw at him, like we can tire him out for the series. I feel like that. But it all just depends on the health, really, for us.
And then before we close out, second round against the Sixers, who you got?
We've beaten the Sixers before. I'm a homer. I'm a homer. I can't even hide my bias. It'll go 7 games, but I'll go Sixers. But I really want to say the Hawks, but just to be safe, I'm gonna say Sixers in 7.
Because then I was about to ask you about Eastern Conference Finals against Brooklyn, and they played Brooklyn pretty well before James Harden got there.
Yeah,
Hawks to the finals. Hawks making a Miami Heat run, huh?
I wish. I don't know if we got enough smoke for the Nets, but I would like to see it.
All right, Jesse. Well, the Zoom's about to run out. Chris didn't give us the unlimited room this week. So just go around and let the people know where they can find you on the socials.
Well, thank y'all for having me, first of all. I enjoyed it. You can find me on Twitter, 99overall__. I'm Jessie. You can find me in there. I really don't tweet about anything else except sports and music. It's just random stuff. So follow me if you want. I'll follow back.
Appreciate you for coming on, Jessie. You can find me on Twitter at _Malik ATL.
Were you about to say appreciate you for having me?
I was.
I'm like, bro, this yours. Okay, all right.
And if they come out clean.